Hello everyone, my name is Terence. Welcome back to my video. Okay, so today what I'll be talking about? I'll be talking about Springleaf Residences. Talking about a few things, okay? One, we'll be talking about priority booking. How does it benefit you and why must you try your best to get into as a priority booking buyer? Second, priority booking buyer, what are the common problems that they will face? Okay, and how do we resolve that? Okay, lastly, we'll be comparing between all the floor plans and I will give you my recommendation on which are the floor plan that is on my top choice list. What is really special, you will notice, let me zoom in for you to see. If let's say you are watching this video and you were a former student of Upper Thomson Secondary School, wow, you might want to buy a unit at this conserved block because the whole school plus the running track is conserved. So the information that I'll be presenting in this video is purely for your own reference and then for educational purpose only. The loan tenure is 99 years. It is located next to Springleaf MRT station. So total you will find 5 blocks and 1 conservation building, which is the school. Okay, so total 941 units. You'll find that, at least 70% are 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom. Okay? And the rest make up of the 4-bedroom. And you may ask, hey, this project got 1 bedroom or not? Have lah, but you must be very, 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 very lucky if you are looking for a 1-bedroom. Because why? All the 1-bedroom are located at the conserved building and I only have 8. Or 8 leh. If you are really looking to for a 1-bedroom, I think you must hit the jackpot to get a unit there. Okay, so the next one I'll be talking about the location of Springleaf Residence. Okay, where is it located? Springleaf Residence is located just next to Springleaf MRT station. The row of shop houses is opposite Springleaf Residence, right? So where is Springleaf Residence? If I look at this map, okay, this is Springleaf MRT station. This plot of land is Springleaf Residences. Next to Springleaf MRT station, on top of it, it will be a mixed development. Okay, so if you see this color, it means that below level 1 it will be a shopping mall. Then on top is a residences. This piece of land, if I'm not wrong, they already open for tender, likely to close around end of this year. This side is the SLE. This side is the Upper Thomson Road. And this side is the MRT station, the Springleaf MRT. So you will find that the main entrance, the ingress and outgress is around here. So the car will enter from Upper Thomson Road down, past the guard house. This is the guard house. So you pass the guard house, this is the arrival court. Okay, so the developer actually built a very nice roundabout okay, for the visitor to drop off at this area. The school is here. This part is the school. Okay, so this is the old former Upper Thomson Secondary School. Okay, and the rest of the blocks, they will be a new building. Total 25-story high. Look at the land size, is pretty big. You have a full-size tennis court and then you have a multiple swimming pool. Okay, so facility-wise, I think landscaping, Guaco Land, they really did a good job. That their 1-bedroom, in terms of price point, is attractive. It's about 878,000 and the size is 388 square feet. It's quite small, but the 388 square feet, for the 1-bedroom doesn't comes with a balcony. Okay, so you can imagine that your internal space should be quite okay. So all the size that you see here, for example, a 2-bedroom, 527 square feet, it is a new layout and it doesn't include aircon latch. So you can imagine that if I were to convert it to the old type of layout, it should be about maybe 876 square feet, that kind of size. I can see that the developer starting PSF of 1995 is really very attractive. Okay, because we do see some other places already touching this kind of PSF, like for example, Canberra Crescent Residence, already touching this kind of PSF already. And we also see Norwood Grand in Woodlands, already touching 1,900, 2,000 per square foot. But I would expect that the average price, I would think that it might be around 2,100 per square foot. Because for this project, it is a 25-story building. You will definitely find the per square foot jump from the second floor all the way up to the 25th story. You will expect some gap. Okay, so if let's say the bottom is about maybe 2,000 per square foot, the top I will expect it to be maybe 2,004. So you average out is about 2,100 per square foot. For Springleaf Residence priority booking, who actually qualify? If let's say you are an ex-owner, or you are a current owner, or this is something that is unique. They also extend it to if let's say you are a tenant. You are a tenant renting one of their property. You also qualify. Wow, I must say that the requirements are quite flexible. And of course, to explain a little bit more, example, today, if let's say you don't own any Guaco land property, but your parents does, you also qualify. So this is what we call a one tier. So if your parents own any Guaco land property and today you want to buy Springleaf Residence, wow, congratulations. You qualify as a priority booking buyer. They extend it to parents, they also extend it to your spouse, or maybe your siblings own a Guaco land development before, or Hong Leong, and also your children. So you can see that the requirement to hit, I must say, is not too difficult. If I look at some prominent one that I see, like for example, if let's say development owned by Guaco Land, to name a few, maybe Lentor Modern. So you can imagine if let's say, if you have siblings that bought Lentor Modern recently, you also qualify for a priority, as a priority booking buyer. You may be wondering, okay, today let's say, if I qualify as a priority booking buyer, what is the benefit? The first benefit is that you get to choose. You are one of the first to choose the units, okay, which means that you have a lot of choice, which also present a problem, which later I will explain. What is the common problem that most priority buyers will actually face? Use Lentor Mansion as an example, okay, because Lentor Mansion, they do have a priority booking system. Okay, if you see on the 15th of March, okay, a 3-bedroom, 1012 square feet, the priority booking purchase, your buyer bought a level 4 unit at 2.8. Usually the next day is open up for single purchase buyer, which means that those buyers that doesn't fall into the priority booking category. So the next day you can see another buyer bought level 4, same size, 3-bedroom at 2.241. So you can actually see that the difference is 36,000 in just one. If the sales is good during the VVIP, they might adjust the price a little bit upwards. Okay, you may be wondering, maybe the facing different. Okay, let me show it to you. On the priority booking day, right, the buyer choose this stack. Okay, then the next day the buyer choose another stack. So if I were to zoom in for Lentor Mansion, one stack is pool facing unit, the other one is also you have a 34-meter distance to the next block. So I would say that both are inward facing and they are not facing road. But because due to this priority booking system, the buyer can imagine that the buyer just gained 36,000 in just one day. Which is, I think that, it's quite easy. You must be wondering now, faster go and see, go and ask around, right? Your siblings and all that, whether do they own any Guaco land or Hong Leong development before. If they do, congratulations. Okay, you are qualified, okay? But there is also one problem that priority booking buyer will face. Okay, so imagine today you are a priority booking buyer. You walk into the show flat. Wow, then you see this chart. all units available for you, mostly. So I noticed that the few common problems that priority booking buyer will face is firstly, you have too many units to choose already. So you'll be wondering how to choose. Then I choose the cheapest price unit. Okay? But sometimes choosing the cheapest price unit may not be the best. Because maybe the per floor jam is very little. Then you may want to choose the higher floor unit. Alright? So this is some of the problem that you will face. Second, they don't have a full price list available for you. You go down to the show flat. On that very day, developer, they don't paste the full price list on the wall for you to check. Don't have. So imagine today if you shortlist about 20, 30 units, you cannot be asking 20, 30 prices because that will be too many prices for you to see already, right? So maybe you'll be asked about maybe 5 to 10 prices. These are usually some of the common method that a lot of buyers will actually play. Okay, and the last thing is that when you are in a queue while waiting for your turn to book, you have limited time to choose. Because why? You have to monitor the person in front of you which unit is already taken. Then you try to strike off. Once it is near your turn already, if some of the units that you want already taken, then you must reselect again. So you have to make a decision at that point of time, which the time is really very short. Okay, and then you'll be thinking, then I need to make a decision on this unit, but I don't know whether this unit that I am booking, is it worth it or not in terms of pricing. Most buyers, they don't even know. I will be presenting a few steps that you can actually help yourself, which is on price mapping. How do you eliminate those units or bedroom type that the developer have actually placed a lot of premium onto it? So the next thing, if you go into price mapping, step 1. Okay, so imagine today you are a 3-bedroom buyer that wants to buy a 3-bedroom, right? And you have 3 type of layout: the 904 square feet, the 926 square feet, or the 958 square feet. You can buy all 3, okay, because it is still within your budget. Okay, you must know how to eliminate some of the units that developer have placed a lot of premium onto it. Okay, so the step 1 is, usually what I will do is that I will find out these 3 layout, what is the pricing. So example, if I take level 2, 0202 for 904, 0223 for stack 23 for 926, and 0226. If let's say the 926 and 904, the gap is only 7,000 versus the 958 and 926, the gap is 66,000 gap. But the developer actually placed a lot of premium onto the 958 square feet. So if let's say you don't need some of the feature that 958 square feet present, you may want to consider. So in this case, which one is a better buy? I would say that it's a 926 square feet. Okay, because it's only 7,003. You only pay extra 7,003, but you get a bigger space, a 24 square feet extra. That gives me a very good value. So this is the first step. Second step, what do we do? Second step is we find out, once you know already, if you know that, okay, I'm going for a 926 square feet, so you will eliminate the 958 square feet and the 904 square feet. So you only look at 926. So 926, imagine today you tell me that, I am okay with the SLE facing, I also okay with the unblock facing. Okay, usually unblock facing, most developers, they will place a premium there. But you may want to check, in terms of the different facing, how much did the developer place in terms of premium. Then you see whether is it worth it to pay for that kind of price or not. So hypothetically, this is not the actual price. Hypothetically, if let's say if I estimate, example, 0202 maybe 1.898, okay, versus the one that is facing, the unblock facing is 1.955, same floor, level 2. So the price premium, the developer actually placed a 3% premium onto the unblock facing. You need to ask yourself already, 57,000, do I want to pay or not? If you find that, wow, 57,000, I will say that it's quite a lot of money, maybe I really don't want to pay. Then you will eliminate the unblocked facing stack. Then you are left with what? You are left with the highway facing stack. Okay? Then that will narrow down your option already to the highway facing stack. So the last step is you find out the per floor jump. Then the next thing is which floor should you avoid. Usually the developer will load a slightly higher premium on a higher floor. But you want to find out which floor did the developer load the premium. And you cannot be taking 25 units price list. You need to do sample size. So how to do it? So let's say, I will do it in terms of the block of 5. So what is the block of 5? Which means that you may want to consider to take level 1, level 5, level 10, level 15, level 20, and level 25. So you only need to take 6 price lists. You can roughly map out the whole floor price already. Why do I take blocks of 5? Because sometimes the developer load maybe premium on level 6. When you take 5 to 10, you will notice it. So from level 1 to level 10, example, if the developer per floor jump is about 28,000, but level 11 is 48,000 per floor jump. Okay, which means that level 10, you can actually buy 48,000 cheaper. So if let's say today you are a buyer who really don't mind to get a lower floor unit, then you may want to consider level 10 and below to avoid the premium. If let's say you are also another buyer that only want to buy a high floor unit, but how high? Level 15 to 20. Okay, let's say the price difference here is about maybe 100K. Okay, and the price from here to here is about maybe 80K. So in this example, you will find that actually it seems that the developer load more premium in level 15 to 20, right? Then in this case, then you need to find out actually where exactly is the loading. 15 to 20. So I see, in between got one Sky Terrace. I might want to take the price list for 16 and 18 to check. Usually based on my experience, most developers, they will place premium after the Sky Terrace. So this is how you eliminate. When you are at your turn, you will be very confident to know that the unit that you are choosing is the best already. It will actually help a lot of priority booking buyers. So the first thing, we look at the one bedroom. One bedroom, very simple. They only have one type of layout, which is the 388 square feet. And it is located at the conserved building only. As I walk through the floor plan, you will see some of the indication here, which I will put conserve, and some I will leave it blank. So if I put conserve, means the unit, the type is located at the conserved building. And if you don't see this word conserve, means it's at the new block. Okay, the high-rise block, 25-story one. Okay, so for the one bedroom, I would say quite standard They don't have a balcony. Okay, you will find that most units located at the conserved building don't have balcony one, except for a 3-bedroom. Okay, which I will touch on it later. Okay, so if let's say you're looking at a 1-bedroom today, total only 8 units are very, very limited. And where is it located? There are only 2 stacks. Stack 43 and stack 46. So my top choice, of course, there is no balcony. The quantum, I must say, is quite attractive because this type of quantum 898, I must say, is quite comparable to some of the resale condo prices already. Talking about 2-bedroom. 2-bedroom, developer have a few types. 2-bed, 1 bath, which we call it a 2-bedroom basic. Okay, this type. And a 2-bedroom standard, which is a 2-bed, 2 bath. So the smallest 2-bedroom for 2-bed, 1 bath is 527 square feet. So you can see that the layout wise, not bad, I must say, is a dumbbell layout. Okay, so for 527 and 646 square feet, what is the difference is that for a 2-bed, 2 bath, you are getting a 1 more bathroom. Plus, the kitchen is a tuck-in kitchen. Okay, if let's say you are thinking that, can Can I convert this to enclosed one or not? You cannot. Because why? Because this side you will find that they have a DB and then they have a pantry. So if you want to build like a door here, maybe if you want, you can only cover until here. If you really want it to convert to an enclosed kitchen. Okay, so for a 2-bed, 2-bath, you can have a tuck-in kitchen, which I find that the layout is pretty good. The red one is the 2-bed, 1-bath. The yellow one is the 2-bed, 2-bath. You will find a lot at the pool facing, a lot at the unblock facing, which is this side. Okay, so the next one we'll be looking at a 2-bed, 2-bath, 646 square feet versus the 592 square feet 2-bed, 2-bath at the conserve building. What is the difference? You will find that the difference is that the conserve building 2-bedder doesn't come with a balcony. So don't have balcony. So if you really want a balcony, then it's even easier to choose. Then you don't need to choose the conserve building already. And the kitchen, I must say the kitchen is very good size. Yeah, you can see it's a very long L-shaped kitchen. Okay? And if you really want to do an enclosed kitchen, I would say you need to sacrifice your dining space. But I must say the size is pretty big. Okay? The layout is good. If let's say you are looking at a higher floor unit today for a 2-bedroom, then the conserve building no need to see already because the highest is 4-story only. In terms of the number of units, conserve building, they are only have very limited units, only about 8 units only. So my top choice for a 2-bedroom, it will be a 2-bed, 2-bath, 646 square feet. This will be my top choice. Although it's an additional 108k more based on my estimation compared to the 2-bed, 1-bath. By paying this 108,000 more, you get a tuck-in kitchen, you get one more bedroom. No, sorry, you get one more bathroom, and you come with balcony. Okay, so you need to determine whether this 108,000 is it worth it or not to pay. 3-bedroom, we have a few types. So a 3-bedroom basic is basically a 3-bedroom compact. So their smallest is 786 square feet. So if I look at these two layouts, 786 versus 818 square feet, what is the difference? The only difference that you will find that is at the foyer area. Okay, 786 square feet, you come in, you have a shorter walkway, and you come in, it's a kitchen already. But if you go for a 818 square feet, you will have a longer foyer space. You will find that the bathroom too, your common bath and your master bath doesn't come with a window. And compared to the 818 square feet, you have a window at the common bathroom and the master bathroom. So if let's say window is important for you, if let's say having a window in the bathroom is a very important factor for you, then it's a very clear decision that you should only look at 818 square feet. Alright, so 818 square feet also very limited, only 40 units. And they are usually located at the AYE. You only have AYE facing. Sorry, SLE facing, say it wrongly. AYE. Okay. Next, they have another type of layout. It's called the 3-bedroom standard. So what is this? It means that it's a 3-bedroom comes with a flexi room. Okay, 904. They have a 904 square feet, 926 square feet, and 958 square feet. So if you remember just now, we use this example in our price mapping. You remember? So this is the part where if let's say imagine today if you are someone who really want to buy a 3-bedroom with flexi, other than looking at the premium which you already know, then you should look at the layout already, whether is it worth it to pay or not. So we will use this as an example. So if I look at the 904 and 926 square feet, what is really the difference? Coming from the main door, you have a dry kitchen and wet kitchen. And what is really good is that the developer is giving a flexi room. This flexi room, you will notice that the wall is thick, which means that it cannot be knocked down. So this flexi room, which is good, is that you can use it as a storeroom if you really want. If you use it as a storeroom, then you may want to build a door here to shut it off. Or you can use it as a study also. So if you use it as a study, then you may want to close the door here. Okay, so it's pretty flexible. Or you can use it as a maid's room, a helper's room. Okay, compared to a 926 square feet, what is the difference? is that the foyer is bigger. In terms of the bathroom, both bathroom have a window also. Okay, so it doesn't make any differences. So the only difference goes to the foyer. Alright, and compared to the 958 square feet, I also noticed that the foyer is even bigger. Okay, the rest of the things, flexi room, bedroom size, living room, should be identical. 926 square feet, you are only paying 7,003 extra premium compared to the 958 square feet, which is 66,000 more. So in this case, which one should you pick? Which means that what? If let's say today you are really looking at a 958 square feet, you need to pay a premium of extra 66,000 more to get an extra foyer space, which you may not want. But you may want to look at, maybe 926 square feet. But 926 square feet, the premium is only 7,003. And by paying this small premium 7,003, I'm getting 22 square feet. I got an extra space at the foyer, which it may be a very good deal. So all this really depends on the actual day, how much so all this depends on the actual day, how much did the developer price, and you got to check where the developer load the premium. The last one is the 3-bedroom plus. 3-bedroom plus, the difference is that instead of so for 3-bedroom plus, my smallest is 1023 square feet and 1076 square feet. They only have two types of layout. So for 3-bedroom plus is on top of a flexi room, they are giving another storeroom, household shelter. So these two layout, what is the difference? Is again at the foyer. It's the 3-bedroom conserve. So the 3-bedroom conserve at the conserve building is 1119 square feet. Oh, this is huge. 1119 square feet. So 1119 square feet, what are you getting? The bedroom size, this is the main door as you come in. You really got a very huge living and dining space. But bear in mind that they don't have a balcony space. So your internal space will be big. Okay, this is really, really huge. So you will get to enjoy a very spacious living and dining space. And you have a full-fledged window here. And then here is a master. Bedroom 2, bedroom 3. So all the bedrooms are quite big. Especially your master bedroom is really, really big. And you have a kitchen. Your kitchen, you have both sides. And you have a yard. You have a proper yard. So this yard is something that I like. This kind of yard, because you will know that nowadays a lot of yard are actually very small. Wow, but this yard it resembles those older type of condos where the yard is really, really big. Where you can really do something. Only have 8 units only at the conserve building. And they are tucked at the corner. So my recommendation for a 3-bedroom basic is the 818 square feet. Why? Because it's just an additional maybe 64,000. By paying this 64,000, you really get a slightly larger kitchen. The most important is that the common bath and master bedroom have window. Your foyer here, you have privacy. Okay, so I think 818 square feet, by paying a small 64,000, I can get a slightly larger kitchen and common bath and master bedroom. I think it's not a bad deal. Alright, but bear in mind that they only have 40 units. So this is my top choice for a 3-bedroom basic. For a 3-bedroom standard, my top choice is a 904 square feet. Because I can save about maybe 108,000 compared to the 958 square feet. I have less wasted space at foyer, and everything else should be quite similar. So my top choice for a 3-bedroom plus will be a 1023 square feet compared to the 1119 square feet at the conserve building. Because the savings can be 192,000 differences, and with these savings, I'm getting a balcony compared to a conserve block 3-bedder. Everything else should be quite similar. Of course, my master bedroom is smaller compared to a conserve building 3-bedroom. Okay, and I have less wasted space at the foyer. Alright, so the next one we'll be looking at a 4-bedroom. 4-bedroom, I only have one type of layout, which is the 1227 square feet. The 1227 square feet, you will find that the main door is here. As you come in, you will see the bathroom 3, the common bath. Okay, you will see the powder room. Then you will have a wet kitchen, dry kitchen area, and you have a household shelter. So one thing that you can do here is that if you see the bedroom 4, something to highlight is that the bedroom 4 is actually smaller. You can only fit a single bed. So if you really don't need a 4-bedroom, there's an option to knock down this wall. Because this wall is not structured. So if you can knock down this wall, whole living room look very big. Then your whole living room, you can do it like that. Then your whole living room will become a landscape. So it gives you the flexibility to knock down bedroom 4. Alright, which we will see in show flat for the 5-bedder. For the 5-bedder, they actually knock down the bedroom 4, okay, to make it a larger living space, to let you envision some of the things that you can actually achieve. For this type of 4-bedder, I will compare with the 3-bedroom, because for the 3-bedroom at the conserve building, they have a very big 3-bedroom, 1259 square feet. Why I will put it together? Because I expect that the price quantum should be pretty close. Okay, so for 1259 square feet is the biggest that we have at the conserve building for a 3-bedroom. What is the difference is that as you walk in here, you will already immediately have a landscape living and dining already. Then you have a kitchen, you have a yard. The yard is really big, and the bedroom you will find that it comes with, the bedroom are very big size. And what I love it is this type of master are very hard to find, especially in a new condo. You will find that you have a very, very huge master bedroom with a walk-in wardrobe. Plus, you can even build a dresser here. This type of layout is really very rare, and I think a lot of buyers are actually looking into this type of master bedroom size. And of course, there's pros and cons. The not so good one is that, the balcony, you really have a very big balcony. Very, very big. Okay, so I will expect that the price quantum should be quite close for the biggest 3-bedroom at the conserve building versus my 4-bedroom. Okay, so my top choice unit will be a 4-bedroom, 1227. Okay, because if I compare to a conserve 3-bedroom, if I assume that the price is very close, if the developer price it very closely, then I will expect maybe a 64,000 differences in terms of price. And I'm getting an extra 1 more bedroom, although it's smaller. Okay, but it's still a bedroom. When you sell in the resale market, you can still mark it as a 4-bedroom. If let's say today you are looking at a 5-bedroom unit, I have 2 types of 5-bedroom. One is 1453 square feet, the other one is 1475 square feet. What is the differences? You will find that the E1 layout, the type E1 1453 square feet, as you walk into here, they have a window here at your dining area. Compared to the 1475 square feet, as you walk in from here, you walk here, this is a DB and storage area, and you don't have a window. When you have visitors in your place, your dining area is very bright. And I can say that this type of layout is quite rare in most type of condos, because majority of the condos that I have seen the layout, this part is usually a wall, like the 1475 square feet layout. So this is something that is very special that the developer is building. Okay, so this is one key benefit that you can take if you get to choose a 1453 square feet layout. You will still get a junior master, it's just that the 1453 square feet layout is slightly, it seems bigger to me, slightly bigger, but I don't think it will make a lot of difference. And if you go to the show flat, you will realize that the bedroom 5, which the developer have really knocked it down to show you what you can do with the layout. Okay, so this part you can still get to enjoy a very big living area if you don't need the 5th bedroom. Alright, then the rest of the bedroom 4, bedroom 3 and master bedroom, you are still getting it the same. Okay, so in summary, 1453 square feet versus 1475 square feet, what is the difference? I would say is really at the dining area. 1453 square feet, it will make your dining area and your whole living room looks very bright. Okay, which is something very rare. So you will find that more units is available for the 1453 square feet, which I think is pretty good. They only have 2 stack for the 1453, which is stack 34 and stack 30. So the pool facing units and the unblocked view facing. So I do expect that the developer will place a premium on the unblocked facing and the pool unit facing. And the other type, the 1475 square feet, you will only get the unblocked facing. So my top choice recommendation, if let's say you're looking at a 5-bedroom, will be a 1453 square feet. Because I feel that the savings might be 44,000 compared to the other type. This is something that I really like. I like a bright dining area. So that's why I think that this will be a very good buy. Okay. The junior master, I would say, is a bit smaller, but still functional. Everything else is the same. To summarize, we have talked about a lot of things. If let's say today you are a priority booking buyer looking to buy Springleaf Residence, one thing to take note is that you really need to be very clear to eliminate those units that the developer have actually placed a premium on. Okay, so by using my 3-step price mapping method, it should be able to help you to narrow down to the choice unit you want. Okay, if let's say you are still not very clear, still unsure about how to do all this, you can always drop me a text. You can always contact me via my WhatsApp, okay, or you can drop me a direct message. And I will see you in my next video. All right, bye.